You were 5 years old. You did something wrong, but you don't remember what. But you remember the look, the cold eyes, the turned back, the silence that lasted for days. And you learned something. You learned that love had conditions, that your worth had a price, and you've been paying for it ever since. But remember, it was always their mirror that was broken, not yours. Welcome to Shattered Mirrors. I'm Aaron. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm just somebody who's lived through the experience of narcissistic abuse. I learned the hard way and took some notes. And today we're going to talk about something really painful: narcissistic parents. The people who were supposed to be your first experience of unconditional love. The people who taught you instead that love was something that had to be earned, something that you could lose, something that was never quite within your reach. So let's start with a hard truth. A narcissistic parent doesn't see you as someone with your own thoughts, feelings, or boundaries. To them, you're an extension of themselves. You exist only to meet their needs, to reflect well on them, to play a role in their story. And that role, well, that changes depending on what they want from you that day. See, with a narcissistic partner or a friend, you can just walk away. You can cut the cord, start afresh, build a new life. But a narcissistic parent, they had you from the beginning, before you even knew what manipulation was, before you had the words to describe what was happening to you. They shaped your understanding of what love even means. And that's why this wound cuts so deep, because you didn't know there were another way to live. The narcissistic parent operates on a simple thing: control through conditional love. When you perform well, when you make them look great, when you agree with everything they say, you receive warmth, affection, approval. But the moment you step out of line, the moment you have your own opinion, the moment you need something that they don't want to give, that warmth disappears and you're left in the cold, wondering what you did wrong, wondering why you're so difficult to love. So let me paint you some pictures, because if you grew up with one of these parents, you'll recognize these moments like old scars. There's the golden child. Then there's the scapegoat. The narcissistic parent often picks one child to praise and one child to blame. If you were the golden child, you carried the weight of impossible expectations. Nothing was ever good enough because you represented their image to the entire world. And if you were the scapegoat, well, everything was your fault. The family problems, the tension, the bad energy in the house, you were the container for all their shame. Then there's guilt. Oh, the guilt. The narcissistic parent is a master at making you feel like you owe them your entire existence. After everything I've done for you, I've sacrificed my whole life for you. You're so ungrateful. They'll bring up things from 20 years ago, like you owe them a debt that can never be repaid. And the worst part, you believed them. You still feel that guilt in your chest right now, don't you? And here's another one: the comparison game. Why can't you be more like your cousin? Sarah's daughter got into medical school, you know. Your brother never gave me this much trouble. They pit you against others because your worth is always relative to them. You're not valuable for who you are. You're valuable for how you measure up. And then there's the invasion. The narcissistic parent respects no boundaries, because to them, you don't have the right to have boundaries. They read your diary, they're listening on your phone calls, they demand to know every detail about your life. And if you try to keep something private, you're being secretive, you're hiding things, you must be doing something wrong. Privacy to them, it's a personal insult. So let me give you one specific. Picture this, right? You're an adult now, you've moved out, you're building your own life, and you make a decision that they don't like. Maybe it's a career, or maybe it's a partner. Maybe it's as simple as not coming home for a holiday. And what happens? They don't just disagree. They explode. They call relatives, they send messages, they cause full-on drama. And suddenly, you're the villain of the family. You're selfish, you're ungrateful, you've broken the heart. Sound familiar? Right, so what do you do with all this? How do you move forward when the person who's hurt you is the person who's meant to love you most? First, you need to grieve. I know that sounds strange because they're probably still alive, but you're grieving something real. You're grieving the parent that you deserved but never had. You're grieving the childhood that was taken from you. You're grieving the idea of a mum or dad who could love you properly. And the grief is allowed. It's necessary. Don't rush past it. Secondly, you need to understand that you're never going to get that apology that you deserve. I'm sorry, I really am. But narcissistic parents don't look inward. They don't reflect. They don't wake up one day and recognise the damage that they've done. And if you're waiting for that moment, you'll wait forever. Your healing cannot come from their transformation. It has to come from you. Thirdly, you need to establish boundaries. And this is hard because everything in you were trained to prioritize their needs over yours. So start small. You don't have to answer every phone call. You don't have to explain every decision. You're allowed to say, I'm not discussing it, end the conversation. And their reaction to your boundary is not your responsibility. Let them be angry. Let them sulk. That's their issue. Now, some of you may be thinking about going no contact. And look, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Only you know your own situation. But I will say this, if the relationship is doing more harm than good, if every interaction leaves you feeling small and worthless, if you need to protect yourself to survive, then walking away is not a betrayal. It's a choice, a hard one, a painful one, but sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to leave. And finally, find your people. The ones who love you without conditions, the ones who don't make you earn their affection. They exist. I promise you they exist. And when you find them, you'll realise something profound. You'll realise that the voice in your head, the one that tells you you're not good enough, that you're too much, that you're too difficult to love, that voice isn't yours. It was planted there by somebody who couldn't see your worth. And you can unlearn it. You were a child. You deserved safety. But remember, it was always their mirror that was broken, not yours. So if this video gave you a moment of clarity or just validated the hell of what you've been living through, then please do me a favour. Hit that like button, not for my vanity, but to send a signal through the noise. It tells the algorithms to send this video to someone else who still thinks they're crazy, someone else who's still trapped. And if you want to keep walking this path to freedom with us, then please subscribe. Let's get the truth out there.